mysterious catches, devilish creatures, and monsters hiding just beneath the surface. There's more to our rivers than meets the eye.
No.
So, let's find out what surprising creature was caught in a girl's fishing net. Now, let's go back to 2021, when a group of friends rowing through a swamp had an unforgettable encounter. Feeling adventurous, one of the men dipped his hand into the murky waters, only to pull back immediately, saying something had grabbed him, but thought it was just a fish. That was until the water began to glow and a ghostly hand emerged.
Yeah, I think this was debunked already. But the fact that you're at night on a boat, murky water, willing to just stick your leg and dip your toe and your hand in the water is crazy by itself. I don't care, debunked video or not.
You might think it was another friend playing a prank, but the hand looked nothing like a human's. The group was convinced they had encountered a swamp monster, though the creature hasn't been seen since. Handheld danger.
First go. Amazing. First go.
Would you be willing to take danger into your own hands? Most of us wouldn't, but that's what sets us apart from Jeremy Wade. The brave man is known for diving into uncharted territories and pulling out the most unexpected and surprising finds. But nothing is going to beat this shocking discovery: a massive electric eel ready to charge at the slightest touch.
That is like, it's doing a sort of, it looks like a muscle contraction.
And to everyone's surprise, Wade, being the brave madman he is, slapped on some rubber gloves and decided to take matters into his own hands. Although we know nothing's going to happen to him, seeing it all unfold is still terrifying.
First go. Amazing. First go.
Flesh-eating beast. A night fishing trip turned into a nightmare for one fisherman when he encountered something truly horrifying instead of a fish. Using chicken as bait, he waited patiently until a mysterious figure emerged with unsettling eyes, enormous arms, and dark, menacing features. The swamp monster gradually approached to grab the bait, but when it noticed it was being watched, it quickly retreated and vanished without a trace. The fisherman noted that the swamp was unknown for harboring unknown creatures, and this terrifying encounter might just be one of them. Merman.
There's another one there. Look at what is that?
While walking down a bridge, a guy looked down into the water and witnessed this.
Like these last two clips gotta be like clips from a movie or something like that, with just like horrible special effects.
A figure seemed to be coming out of the water. Although its features looked similar to humans, it was definitely not one. With bizarre horns on the sides of its face, the creepy creature looked ready to jump out and strike. Sure that he had captured a demonic-looking merman, he posted the clip online, where many dismissed it as a hoax, while others were scared that this creature might actually exist in real life.
There's another one there. Look at.
See, I feel like they put stuff out like this to continue to just brainwash people that this stuff don't exist. Just to brainwash them and say, see, look how ridiculous this looks. That way, y'all, it's like throwing this scent off the trail. Don't get brainwashed by this stuff like this, man. I'm telling you, bro, mermaids, mermen, all that type of stuff can't exist.
What is that?
Chinese salamander. A local in northwestern China made an incredible discovery when he found a member of a critically endangered species, the giant Chinese salamander. People were shocked to find that the salamander was estimated to be about 80 years old. The 1.2-meter critter had been trapped in a freshwater pond. In hopes of keeping the species going, they released it back into the water. Here's another clip where Jeremy Wade, a famous biologist, captured this giant amphibian from a river in Japan. Unlike the previous one, this salamander didn't seem happy to be taken out of its home. It is believed that these salamanders are behind the famous Japanese mythical legend, the Kappa. Alien fish.
Big! Oh man, alien fish. Big alien fish on.
While fishing in a small freshwater creek in Miami, these guys got their hands on this. A dark-hued fish that they claimed looked like an alien species, with all the fins lining its body in odd pattern.
It's got a fin, look at that.
It did look out of the ordinary, and the strangest thing was its mouth. However, turns out it was a pleco fish, also known as the suckermouth catfish. As the fish prefer a freshwater environment that is decreasing with each passing day, their population is also reducing.
Do they have armor on them?
Let me see.
Let me see. That is hard.
Humo fish. When this clip surfaced online, people were left scared, thinking there might be some unknown creatures living alongside us. A fish-like face, humanoid body with a bulging belly and a fish tail, the guy who found it was sure he'd captured a mermaid. Well, if this is the real deal, they don't like what we had expected. While many were skeptical of the clip's authenticity, the reality of its origin is still unknown, leaving us with yet another mystery.
Look like a fish out of that movie. Remember Sharknado? I'm embarrassed to say I think I seen that movie with my kids, bro. Yeah. It looked like something out of that.
A golden affair.
No.
Breathless and shaking, one fishing enthusiast finally landed the catch of his dream, a gigantic sturgeon weighing over 170 pounds and stretching almost 7 feet. This tells you this massive creature is just beginning to live its life. Most sturgeons grow as big as at least 10 to 12 feet, and some can live until 100. This one is in his 30s, so it's got plenty of years to live. This was found in an unnamed creek in Florida, which explains a lot, since we know if there's one thing the state's got, it's monstrous creatures.
This is one of the biggest sturgeon I've ever caught.
The White King.
Oh, stand up.
Watch this group of fishermen struggle as they reel in a massive catch. Right off the bat, you can tell what they've captured isn't an ordinary find, but wait till they finally manage to pull it out of the water. After a bit of struggle, here it is. A magnificent European catfish. And you can probably guess it's different. That's because of its color. This catfish is albino, making it one of the rarest finds in the world. Here's another shocker. This one reportedly measured about 2.42 meters, which is pretty big since most stop growing after 1.6 meters.
What's up?
Swamper's Mystery.
This isn't eel at all. Look at this. Oh, yeah, dude, that's totally an Ephuma. Is it really?
Coyote Peterson is known for fishing out some truly incredible stuff, but what he's found now is much more amazing than you'd imagined. Instead of braving the usual waves of rivers and oceans, he took to a swamp in Florida and eventually reeled in this. They initially thought it was some sort of eel, but realized it was a bit unusual. And that's when they realized it was an amphuma, an aquatic salamander that usually hides so deep in marshes and swamps that it's practically impossible to find. Well, it was certainly a great day for Coyote and his crew.
I got it.
What do you got?
It's an eel.
Out of the blue. While on a fishing trip, a man was expecting a typical catch until the water surprised him with something unexpected. As he felt a strong tug on his line, he started reeling it in. Suddenly, a massive black behemoth leaped out of the water, giving him the shock of his life. What was that black creature, you might ask? Well, the man revealed that it was a giant black catfish. Due to its enormous size, he named it the Loch Ness Monster Catfish.
I don't see how his line didn't break, man. Unless he was prepared for a fish that size. Most people are not that are fishing in waters like that, bro. Like, how did his line? That's a huge fish, man. Like, don't get me wrong, I'ma love to reel that bad boy in.
A monstrous catch.
There's no way.
When this video initially made the rounds on the internet, people were convinced this was some sort of clickbait. But you won't believe what Gabriel Arrington, or Gabe, a fishing enthusiast, fished out of a river. And that too with his bare hands. Gabe had hooked a fishing wire earlier, miraculously trapping this monstrous entity in its hold.
No way. It's bigger than me.
And look at that! With that appearance, you can't convince us this fish didn't swim with the dinosaurs, towering over Gabe himself and measuring a little over 7 feet. This alligator gar is certainly a great find.
There's no way.
An electric adventure. Whoa! Talk about finding the gold pot at the end of the rainbow. At least that's what these fishermen probably felt. As much as we'd like to believe all these fish randomly launched themselves into the fisherman's net, this is just a part of a fishing technique called electrofishing, and it's exactly what it sounds like. An electrofisher releases current into the water, immobilizing fish and making them easier to catch.
How is that not illegal, man? How is that not? I knew something was up when I seen the fish lying dead around the boat. I'm like, yeah, they had to do something to shock them. How is that not illegal?
Now, here's the weirder part. These fish can be released back into the wild after a while. However, this happened in Barkley Dam to remove the invasive Asian carp. At danger's end. This, folks, this is the reason I prefer to stay in my blanket's warm, safe embrace. A tarpon fishing enthusiast was setting up on a Floridian area when he encountered the very thing the state is known for. Just knowing something like this is waiting for you, patiently watching your every move.
Get back.
And knowing you'd be toast with just one flick of its tail, or a single grasp with its claws. Thankfully, this tarpon fisherman had great sense and immediately retreated back, allowing this reptilian behemoth to return to its home. The Kappa. A group of workers draining a pond in Osaka Prefecture stumbled upon something terrifying. As the water receded, a bizarre humanoid
They stumbled upon a great edit. Come on now.
figure emerged from the mud, frightening everyone on sight. The workers captured it, using fishing nets to trap the creature, placing it in a tub. They eventually showed it to the audience that had gathered around. The video spread like wildfire online, with some speculating that the creature was a kappa from Japanese folklore. However, others believe the clip could be a hoax, insisting that such mythical beings don't exist in real life. If you have any ideas about the creature in this clip, share them in the comments. Mystery creature.
Look at that.
While cruising along the coast of North Carolina, a boat captain captured footage of a massive, unidentified sea creature. With a long, slender body and a part of its tail visible, the captain initially thought he was seeing a dinosaur. However, this idea was quickly dismissed, given that dinosaurs have been extinct for millions of years. Online viewers jumped in, trying to identify the mysterious creature. Could it be another enormous aquatic animal? Or perhaps a mythical monster looking to make headlines? Let me know what's your take on this.
Look at that.
Bruni's River Monster. The name is no joke. This has been dubbed Bruni's River Monster and was first seen years ago, swimming in the Bruni River. Although people were quick to try to come up with an explanation, they still haven't been able to identify this creature. The boaters who spotted it first initially assumed it was a crocodile, but its description doesn't match any known reptile. Some even theorized it could be some sort of secret government project, but this theory dwindled down too. Creepily, the creature was never seen long enough to be captured, but occasionally, reports of a sighting of this creature pick up, telling us it's still alive and out there. Riverside Anomaly. Captured emerging from the Amazon River, this mysterious creature lit the internet on fire with its appearance. With an oddly humanoid body, the creature was seen dragging itself on the shore, its limbs long and lanky, and its figure disturbed, When it was first seen, most weren't able to identify what it was. Some dubbed it the Amazonian monster, claiming it was an unusual entity that haunted the Amazon River. But as it is with some mysterious finds, this one was soon revealed to be just a sloth, apparently wet from its recent swim. Half and half. Back in 2016, a fisherman stumbled upon the carcass of this mysterious sea creature floating in a river. At first, he thought it was a crocodile, but its smooth skin said otherwise. Another plausible explanation seemed to be a dolphin, but the creature's unusual appearance didn't resemble any known animal. With a long snout and strange bulging eyes, it was a complete anomaly. Unable to identify it, the guy took the carcass to an expert, who suggested it could be a beaked whale, but he wasn't entirely sure as well.
The fact that we have still yet to identify this thing lets me know it's a science experiment, bro. I've yet to see anybody talk about this fish. We've seen this fish several times. Whatever it is, fish, whale, whatever, they still have yet to identify it.
A bulging discovery.
Look at his eyeball. Look at his eyeball.
Every now and then, fishermen pull out something so insane from the ocean, you'd think they're using a prop. But look at this unique find. It's rather unusual, I'd say. Well, I looked into it, and as unusual as it looks, it's a pretty common phenomena. It happens when the swim bladder of a fish expands, forcing other parts of the fish to compress. It's a lot of science, but basically, it causes their eyes to bulge out. What a ridiculous way to go!
Look at his eyes. Why is his eyes popping out of his head?
The Banyu's trap.
Jangan tangkap dik, bahaya dik. Nah, lari ke situ dia biar.
The Banyu ghost, or the Antek Nu, is believed to be the evil spirit of a lost princess who lost her life by diving into a pool of water. According to Filipino mythology, the Banyu still lurks in water bodies, occasionally appearing near the surface, but shape-shifting to fool visitors. It seems like this is exactly what's happening here, since the crew of people were sure they'd be able to capture the Banyu. But just as they inched closer, it floated away as if it had never really been a humanoid form to it. The crew was determined to catch it, but after it got too dark and they lost sight, it eventually gave up the chase.
Jangan tangkap dik, bahaya dik. Nah, lari ke situ dia biar.
Spotted showstopper. The next time you go for a swim, you might want to be a bit more careful, because something like this could be swimming around. This giant spotted moray eel ended up on the wrong end of some spearfisher's equipment. And whoa, what a beauty! While it's not illegal to hunt moray eels, it can be pretty risky.
Wait a minute. So y'all eat eel? It's okay to eat eel? I didn't know that. Like, I might be the last person on earth to find that out, but I didn't know people like get down and eat eel like that. Like, how does it taste? It tastes like chicken, I'm guessing? That's normally the answer everybody gives.
Since these beauties can be pretty aggressive when they're backed up in a corner. But it looks like this one had already lost its battle, much to the delight of the spearfishing scuba divers who probably won't be expecting a 2-meter giant catch. Huge gator.
Take a look at this guy, an alligator probably bigger than you've ever seen crossing a trail in a Polk County park.
A video of a massive alligator crossing a trail in Lakeland Park, Florida has gone viral on social media. A couple on a hike captured the footage and nicknamed the enormous reptile Godzilla due to its impressive size and prehistoric appearance. Estimated to be between 13 and 15 feet long, the gator has been a well-known resident of the park for years. Now, thanks to the viral video, the normally quiet park is drawing curious visitors, all eager for a glimpse of the giant alligator.
He's so prehistoric looking. He's amazing.
Mud mystery. This scene might remind you of something straight out of a horror movie. Posted anonymously, this video showed a mysterious creature slowly lifting its head from the muddy water, only to sink back into the pool seconds later. The eerie sight left viewers unsettled. With just its supposed head visible, the creature appeared faceless. No eyes, no mouth, just a haunting presence. Could this be a real mud monster lurking beneath the surface? Or was it just a misunderstanding? Swamp otter.
Oh, wow.
When this clip from a swamp in Louisiana surfaced online, people thought a mud monster had been captured swimming in the murky water. But netizens' theories were debunked when someone revealed that this was actually a swamp otter. These little ones might look all cute, but be wary. Get out of there right now! These are dangerous wild animals equipped with sharp teeth and powerful bite. They hunt for small aquatic animals, and it's not a pretty sight.
Oh, wow.
Behemoth creature. Back in May 2021, residents in Fujidera, Osaka were on edge when they found that there was a massive creature residing in their neighborhood. With only the top of its body visible with a triangle-shaped face, it turned out to be a 1-meter-long turtle. The critter was just floating in the sewer water for who knows how long. Experts were called in for a captured operation, and people were relieved once the turtle was captured and taken away. A horror-bound discovery. This is what wound up on an Australian shore one unusual morning. A human-like set of teeth accompanied by fangs stretching out, bulging soulless eyes, and a mouth agape in horror. These features alone make it a terrifying discovery, but the rumors surrounding this thing are making it even scarier. Many believe this isn't just a regular fish, but perhaps the lost soul of a man who was cursed to spend eternity like this, and then somehow wound up petrified. His horror forever frozen in time. But some think it could be a mutated sheepshead fish. Weirdly, the jury's still out. Prehistoric creature. Now, let's take a look at this very unusual thing, or whatever this is. And before you get all scared, let me break it to you that it's a Komodo dragon, whose head is stuck inside a turtle's shell. Found on a beach, it was definitely a sight to see. While feasting on the poor turtle, the Komodo whipped the shell away and went on its way. A slithery affair. This might be one of the most unusual sights one fisherman came across. And that's saying something, since there's plenty of strange things at the sea. And although it looks like these tiny, teeny fish decided to strike at the right moment, this isn't what it seems like. Fishing experts have weighed in, and accordingly, this is a snakehead fish that was hooked before its babies had gotten the chance to grow up. Baby snakeheads tend to swarm around the parent, which means this is a bittersweet moment for them. Almost. Thankfully, the fisherman couldn't imagine separating the family and ended up letting them go. Slimy.
It's crazy when your kids gotta save your life, right? Either way, he lived to swim another day, but I ain't never seen nothing like that before.
Blob.
Oh, yeah. So this is called a bryozoan.
Marine life remains an unsolved mystery to humans, as people were left clueless by this brain-shaped slimy blob found in Lost Lagoon, Vancouver Park. Experts identified it not as a single organism, but as a colony of bryozoans. These genetically identical individuals are encased in a layer of slime. Although their presence had gone unnoticed until their discovery in 2017, these blobs might be unusual in appearance, but are completely harmless. Cthulhu's Bath. It's not every day you get to bathe a creature that's usually too smart for us. This octopus somehow found its way to the shore and was eagerly taking in the cool shower that one woman was kind enough to give. But here's the surprising part. Watch how it dramatically changes color as the water washes over it. While octopuses and other cephalopods are known for their camouflaging abilities, this is very different because the octopus seems to be peeling away layers of color. It's almost like it's an alien. And you know, considering how intelligent it is, it might just be. Loch Monster.
Oh my god!
The existence of river monsters has long been a topic of debate, where some believe they do exist in the unknown depths, others think they are just mythical legends. But when this clip surfaced online decades ago, even skeptics were left speechless. Recorded in Loch Ness, the clip featured a bizarre creature leaping out of the water, a body with a small tail and 4 limbs like fins. Nessie enthusiasts thought it was the real deal. Do you think the Loch Ness Monster is real? Let me know in the comments.
Oh my god!
Mermaid. A Russian fisherman was sure he had hit the jackpot when he reeled in this creepy-looking creature and thought it was a mermaid. Pale body, weirdly shaped eyes, and a tail, its body seemed to be a complete anomaly. Bringing it home, he posted the clip, breaking the news of his discovery online. However, it didn't go as expected, as the internet broke into a frenzy of speculations, where some believed the mermaid theory while others were skeptical, thinking it might be a mutant fish. However, the true nature of this...
To me, it's giving off like stingray vibes. That's what I'm thinking it is. Like, maybe, don't that look like kind of like similar to a stingray a little bit? They're not really showing the tail, so I couldn't really decipher.
This cryptid has remained a mystery to this day. Snail creature.
What is that, Mom?
Slimy, squeezy movements and living in murky waters. This critter, recorded in a creek, was as eerie as they come. Its jelly-like appearance was, and apparent lack of facial features, made it look like all the more creepy. Now,
this screams alien. Screams alien.
Before you go assuming alien origin, this one is very much an earthling, better known as the Black Sea Hare. As they live in the ocean, most people don't know about them, making them seem like some otherworldly beings.
Oh, look at that slug. Oh my gosh, it is heavy.
Thieving gator. A young boy was enjoying his first fishing expedition along the coast of Florida when this happened. While his father filmed him catching a fish, an alligator suddenly surged out of the water, snatching the fish right from his line. The encounter left the boy terrified and everyone else stunned. To make matters worse, the alligator not only took the fish, but also snatched the fishing rod. Well, guess who won't be fishing ever again?
Oh my god.
Swimming group. A group out on a sightseeing tour of the Black Sea saw these bizarre fish in the water. Appearing right beside their boat, the group had no idea what kind of fish these were, but they were sure they looked prehistoric. Posting the clip online, they asked the internet for help, but no one seemed to know what they were, leaving them an unsolved mystery. Crawly monster. A walk along the beach turned into a nightmarish encounter when a guy found this monstrous spider lying on the sand. With sharp spikes all over its body, it looked like the last thing anyone would want to see on their beach day out. But the question was, how did this spider get this big? Was it a mutant, or someone was doing an experiment trying to make massive versions of animals? No one had a clear answer, leaving another mystery waiting to be solved. Glow in the dark. Deep in the ocean's depth, there's little to no light because it's impossible for the sun rays to penetrate the sea. And yet, you'd be surprised at how some marine animals have adapted. Or let's just say, they were born with a pretty cool superpower. These are flashlight fish named accurately, so because as you can see, their bulging eyes glowing bright in the dark. This magical ability owes to bioluminescent organs, located right under their eyes. But they don't stay on all the time. The fish can control when to switch it on or off, so they can easily evade predators. Kappa's tail. In Japanese folklore, the kappa is a green human-like creature with a toad-like head. It is believed this ghoulish creature emerges from the dark, ready to prey on children's souls. Pretty terrifying, but for the most part, we've known it was just a spooky nighttime story. Until now. You see, a couple of explorers found some skeletal remains from a deserted pond. And the scariest part is that most experts can't seem to identify them. They're clearly got some human resemblance, but at the same time, these remains also match in amphibians, just like the kappa, leading many to think that maybe, just maybe, the kappa was more than a tail. A Goliath find.
400-pound Goliath grouper from the beach.
A glimpse at a creature like this, and you'd expect it's probably lurking somewhere deep in the ocean's depths. But surprisingly, Goliath groupers are often easy to find. But this doesn't mean coming across one won't take your breath away. This fisherman wound up catching a Goliath grouper. And although it was an effortless find, getting a hold of it, not so much. This particular Goliath grouper was a 400-pounder.
400-pound Goliath grouper from the beach.
Surprisingly.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You're not reeling that up by yourself, bro. You ever watch one of those videos of the Goliath groupers and them trying to catch them and the fight you got to put up with them jokers, bro? The only time you catching them is when they get tired of battling you. It's only over when they get tired, not when you win and be successful and trick them. No, when they give up, that's when you can win. Other than that, you're not pulling that fish in, bro, just by yourself. I'm sorry.
Small, since most adult groupers grow up to weigh around 800. It had apparently lost the battles against the waves and was brought to the shore, right in this fisherman's hands. But since groupers are federally protected, this one was returned back to the sea.
This is a prehistoric fish right here.
Anaconda catch. While on a boating adventure, a group of friends spotted a massive anaconda hiding by the edge of the river. Not taking the hint to leave, one of the guys grabbed the snake by its tail and tried to pull it on board. As it came to the surface, the giant bulge in its belly became visible, meaning it recently had a massive meal and was resting to digest it. If anacondas are disturbed right after a meal, they can regurgitate the contents of their stomach. So these guys finally decided to leave the beast alone. River entity. An Indonesian fisherman was out in the Kalimantan River when he came across this. Riding in his high-speed boat, he spotted movement in the water, and as he passed by it, a strange creature seemed to be swimming on the surface. Not much of its body was visible, presumably just the tail that appeared to have a pattern on it. Netizens suggested it might be some river animal, but the fisherman seemed to entertain the idea of some unknown creature, as Indonesian folklore is rich in mythical legends. Spiky skeleton. When a set of bizarre remains was found washed ashore, people had no clue what to think of it. A human-like body with sharp spikes covering the entire figure. It was hard to tell what animal it was. The man who found it recorded a clip and posted it online, letting the internet be the judge. Some compared it to a mythical being. Others thought it could be the remains of a mutated marine creature. However, I'd like to know what your thoughts are on this one. Squirtle trouble. As much as we feast on squid, we rarely think about how it ended up being caught. While it's easy to imagine catching a squid is as effortless as it looks, right now you're in for a pleasant surprise. Now the squid's clearly dangling for its life, and you think it's probably lost the edge. But here's a fun fact about most squids. When they're really and truly in danger, they'll resort to their last defense mechanism. Yep, this fisherman's bucket just got inked. Tree dwellers.
I'm glad that was ink, because I thought that thing was like just killing itself or something like that. It looked weird at first. You gotta admit it.
Keluar dia, keluar.
You'd think after all we've seen, the safest place to camp at night would be land, but you never know what hides there as well, and you won't even know if there's somebody camping out under a massive tree. That's right, this was captured by a tourist who'd gotten lost, and just as he decided to camp out under some bamboo trees, he found humanoid creatures already setting camp. Although they resemble humans, they're believed to be ghosts that can transform into people. They do this so they can fool others and strike when you least expect. Well, that's certainly going to keep you up at night. The ripple effect. Forget the ocean. There's no scarier place than the Amazon, where you never know what's going to emerge from the depths. And look at this, a gigantic anaconda tangled up in some riverside branches because of its greed. Apparently, the anaconda had just recently swallowed its prey whole, fattening up its belly, which unmercilessly got the slithering creature stuck into the branches. These passing explorers decided to prod it a little bit to help it out, but I bet if the anaconda hadn't had a full meal, the story would play out differently.
I don't think he was stuck. I think he was just chilling. He had the itis. After you eat, you get the itis.
Now it's time for today's open discussion. A blackish blob appeared in front of a couple of explorers in Brazil, initially mistaking it just as an animal carcass. They decided to pull it out to keep the river clean, but to their surprise, the creature was nothing like they'd seen before. It had a rounded body, an unusually large head for its body, and seemed like it was a hybrid between a cow or some other animal. Not knowing what it was, they came upon many theories, some explaining how it was the actual body of a chupacabra, while others talking about a secret governmental project that combines aliens with animals. Sadly, the identity of the creature is still unknown.